usually open all of my videos with me sipping a beverage, but you can't see me, but just know I have a water next to me, so I'm staying on brand. Howdy Internet, welcome back to my channel. I am the chatty introvert, Victoria, and if you've watched any of my previous videos, you can probably tell that this looks a little different. Sadly, my webcam stopped working, but I mean, it's sad because I can't make videos like I used to, but I'm kind of okay with it because I really needed a new one because my last one made me look like coffee that you put 75 creamers into. So, if anything, I'm happy that at some point in the near future that I'm going to be getting a new camera. And it's probably for the best that you can't see my face right now because I am breaking out. Is it PMS hormones? Is it stress? Is it diet? Probably all of the above, but we'll get through it. So today I decided that I would just do a little story, a little short little story time, and tell you the tale, spin you a yarn about the chaotic day that I had to get this photo. So if you do not know who the woman in this photograph is with me, then allow me to introduce you to, in my opinion, one of the greatest actresses of all time, Billie Piper. If you're a nerd who likes sci-fi like me, then you've probably seen her in the first 2 seasons of Doctor Who. Or let me reiterate, the first 2 recent seasons of Doctor Who, because I know that there was Doctor Who back in like the 70s, or yeah, 60s, 70s. Editing Victoria will fix it and put it on the screen. But the revamped Doctor Who that came out in the early 2000s, she was the first companion. She played Rose Tyler, next to probably my favorite Doctor, Eccleston, and then also she was with Tennant. She also makes an appearance later on as the big bad wolf. So I started getting into Doctor Who when I was around like 12, and when I first learned about conventions and stuff, and I realized that, oh, like, these people come to these conventions all the time, I made a vow to my early teen self that in the course of my life, I wanted to get either a photo or an autograph with as many companions as I possibly could. As of pre-pandemic, I am at 2. I have an autograph from Jenna Coleman, and then I have this lovely photograph with Billie Piper. Since I'm hoping to become an actress at some point in my life, even though 2020 is making that dream become very difficult, I decided I wanted to watch other things that she had been in. Secret Diary of a Call Girl, one of my favorite TV shows ever to grace the television screens, Penny Dreadful. She's in a new movie that I recently just saw called Eternal Beauty, which is phenomenal and is available on the Google Play Store. Not an ad, but you should totally go watch it. And then she's also in a bunch of other stuff. I'll put it up on the screen because if I listed her whole filmography, we'd be here for like a million years. Let me take you back all the way to May of 2016. I was a wee 15-year-old. Prior to this convention, I had only been to one, which was Tampa Comic Con, and I had an absolute blast. I went on a whim. I made an Uhura from Star Trek costume, because why the heck not? I decided to look into other ones that were going to be happening around, or hopefully in my area, and I stumbled upon MegaCon Orlando. MegaCon Orlando is one of the biggest ones, I want to say, in Florida. It's at the Orlando Convention Center. It's a massive. So I went on the website. I wanted to see who was going to be there. And lo and behold, Miss Piper herself was going to be there in the flesh. I, being a poor 15-year-old jobless child did not have the funds to get a photograph with her. But my lovely, lovely, lovely grandparents, shout out to you guys, said that we will buy you this as an early birthday present. My birthday is in October, mind you. This event was in May. But needless to say, I took them up on their offer, and we secured tickets, and we secured a photo op, and we were ready. I woke up on the morning of May, whatever the exact date is that I went, ready to accomplish my nerd goals. I had an entire costume planned. I was going to be a female version of Vision. My grandmother, not me because I can't sew, because home economics was not an option for me at school, but my grandmother, once again coming in, being the MVP, made me a cape. I somehow managed to make like a t-shirt with his little emblem on it. It was more so the comic book Vision and less of the MCU. Looking back on it, it was gonna be real ugly, but I mean, hey, I was 15 and I had just got into cosplaying, so I was trying, alright? I give myself brownie points. Here's a little fun fact about me. I had to start doing school online my last 3 years of high school because my anxiety got so bad to the point where I couldn't be around large groups of people. I'm happy to report that since then I have found ways to manage it and my life is a lot more enjoyable now. But this event happened the year before I had to peace out of physical school. As I was doing my makeup, my really subpar, almost clownish Vision makeup, a wave of anxiety hit me, and I had one of the worst panic attacks I think I've ever had in my entire life. And the thing that boggles my mind is that I had no idea. Like, usually I get like a little bit of a warning before they come on, or I can tell like I'm in a situation that's going to cause this to happen, so I need to separate myself from this. But there was no warning for this. It just went from 0 to literal 1,000 in about 5 seconds, I want to say. My grandparents, being the sweet people that they are, felt awful for me, and they kept saying that we did not have to go. So 2 things were holding me back from taking them up on their offer of us being able to stay home. One was the fact that they had dropped a good amount of cash for us to be able to have this day. Not only did they pay for 4 tickets, oh yeah, I forgot to mention, my sister came with us. So it was my grandfather, my grandma, me, and my sister. So not only did they drop cash on 4 tickets to get into a convention on a Saturday, I believe, which is the busiest and most expensive convention day that there is, they also dropped a good amount of cash to get this photo op. Reason number 2 was because I didn't know whenever I was going to get this opportunity again. Being able to meet one of your favorite actors is an opportunity that usually only comes around once in a lifetime, especially when you live somewhere like Florida, where it's like you can really only meet these people if you get lucky and they come to conventions. So I declared that I was not going to let my brain stop us from having a good time, and I began to wipe off my Vision makeup and put on regular makeup, and I just threw on literally a tank top and a pair of jeans and my Converse and put my hair in a weird little side bun and said, let's get in the car and go. And when I mentioned earlier that Tampa Comic Con and Orlando MegaCon have a vast size difference, it's quite obvious when you walk in that that is the case. I usually feel like an ant when I'm around large groups of people just because I am a 5'1.5" 21-year-old woman, but this made me feel like an atom. I felt so tiny. How photo ops work at conventions for people who have never been, basically you have 2 options. You can buy it in advance, which is what I did, which is you pick a day and a time, you order the photo, you print out a little thing, and then you bring the little printout to the photo op area. I think they tell you to get there early, so like 10 minutes, and then when you get to the front, they scan it, and then you go take your picture, and then you leave. Or, option number 2 is you can wait till you get to the convention, and then just hope that they have photo ops left but it's kind of a first come first serve basis, so I would advise buying them in advance if that is an option, because a lot of the times they will run out very quickly, especially if it's somebody like Miss Piper, who is very popular among the nerd culture. We had a pre-pass. The little directions told us to get there 10 minutes or so in advance so that you could get a good spot in line. So that's what we did. We got there 10 minutes in advance. There was already a good amount of people there, but we weren't too far back, so we were excited. I spent most of my time in line trying to explain the plot of Doctor Who to my sister, who has never seen Doctor Who before in her life. And let me just say, trying to explain this show to somebody who's never seen it makes you seem like a crazy person, because the things that are coming out of your mouth, in the context of the show, they make sense when you're watching it. But when you're not watching it and you're just talking about it to people, it sounds crazy. As I'm explaining Doctor Who to my sister, I notice there's some people who start clapping and waving, and I look to my left, and there, walking across the convention floor to go to her photo op booth, is none other than Billie Piper herself. Now let me just say, it's so crazy seeing a celebrity in person, and I figured out why. You've only ever seen this person on some form of a screen. I have only ever seen her on either a TV screen, my computer, my phone. She is now in front of me in real life. She is a real human. That's why I think it's so crazy to people when they meet people that either they admire or that they watch in a show or have seen in a movie. It's just crazy to see them in real life in front of you. All my troubles from the day had began to fade away once I realized I was about to meet one of my idols. I have many idols, and she happens to be on that list. So the line starts moving, we start getting closer, I start getting more excited. Finally, I get to the person who is there to scan my ticket, and this person looks at me and says, "Where's your VIP pass?" I was highly confused because I did not know that that was a thing to begin with. I just thought there was early access in general, but I also was not the person who ordered the ticket, so I didn't really know how that worked. We looked very confused, and then this person at the front of the line began to explain to not only us, but a couple people who were behind us as well, that if you had VIP, you got early access to photo ops. I don't know if it just got messed up, or like something didn't get communicated properly, or if it maybe was on the thing and I just didn't see it, but I was just happy that we weren't the only people who had this issue, because I would have been so embarrassed if I was the only person that hadn't gotten that memo. I wasn't upset at all. I just was embarrassed that I had gotten into the wrong line. So I calmly, and my sister and I calmly walked to the back of this line, which was not stupid long at this point, and the woman behind us was not very happy. She was there with her children, and she low-key, maybe, she didn't cause a whole lot of a scene, but I definitely could tell that she wanted to cause more of a scene than she did. We finally make it to the front. They scan my little paper, flimsy paper pass, and I walk in and wait for my turn to take a photograph with her. So I noticed some of the people in front of me were coming up with like poses and stuff to do, and I had seen photos from my friends who had gone to conventions, and you know, you can tell them like, let's do this pose, or I have props or something. But I realized at that moment that I had come very, very, very unprepared. Getting to this point was enough of a struggle for me, so I didn't even think about what kind of pose to do, how do I approach her, what do I say to her. Finally, it is my turn. The woman who was taking the photo says next, which is me. And I did what any 15-year-old who has social anxiety and who isn't good at talking to people does. You just wave at them. You say no words, you just wave. So I waved at her. I gallivanted, not fast, but over to her, and what did I do? I just hugged her. I'm very thankful that she was down with this, because she could have easily just like stepped away or been like, whoa, but she quickly embraced me as well. we took the photograph. The quickest interaction I've ever had with a human being in my life, which is not her fault, because if she had stopped to talk to everybody who had taken a photograph with her, she would have been there till 2 o'clock the next day. There were so many people in her line. Like, it was kind of obvious that it was going to be like a 30-second per person thing, which is totally fine. Heck, I would have even been okay with 5 seconds. Like, even that I got 15 or 20 seconds of her time makes my entire life. Also, side note, because I do that in my videos, side note, I think she thought I was a 10-year-old, which is fine, because look at this photo. Would you look at this and think that I was a freshman in high school? Absolutely not. You would think I was like a 5th grader. Because after we took the photo, she said, "Good girl," like, "Oh, you did a good job, like, taking the photo." And then, like, I left. Like, I said thank you, and then I left. So, I think she thought I was, like, 10. But it's fine, because most people think I'm currently 21, and most people think I'm, like, 13. So, it's cool. I left that interaction. I went to go collect my photo, feeling like I had just conquered every and all of my problems in life, and that my life was going to be great for the rest of time. I was walking out to get my photograph. I happened to glance at my arm, and I realized that she had hugged, or at least when she hugged me, she had squeezed my arm so hard that she had left like a little bit of a handprint in my arm, because I have sensitive skin, which made me very happy. I felt the love. The photo, I ended up getting the photo framed, and it is currently hanging up on my wall, and will continue to hang up on my wall till the end of time. I will, if I move out of my parents' place one day, it's coming with me to the new place. It's going to come with me everywhere, because it's my most prized possession. My Billie Piper photo and my violin. Those are my 2 prized possessions. If my house caught on fire and everyone in it was okay, those are the 2 inanimate objects that I would take with me. So, not only does this photo make me extremely happy just because I got to be in the same vicinity and breathe the same air as one of my favorite actresses of all time, but it's just like kind of a symbol of how proud I was of myself, because I don't tend to give myself very much credit because I don't want to seem cocky. But every time I look at that photo, I'm like, I overcame something that day. I could have easily just stayed home and been like, I'm too tired from this panic attack. I'm gonna go and just sleep in my bed all day. But I said no to my imbalanced chemicals in my brain. I said, you guys are not gonna let me miss out on this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, because who freaking knows if I'm ever going to be able to meet her again. The picture just makes me really proud of myself, and it just, anytime I'm having like a bad anxiety day, I just glance at it and I'm like, anything is possible. You can overcome anything if you just put your mind to it. That is my rather short but chaotic story about the time and the day that I freaking had in 2016 to meet one of my favorite companions and one of my favorite actresses. Also, she has a new show out now called I Hate Susie, and I'm highly considering getting a VPN so that I can switch my computer's country of origin to somewhere in the UK so that I can freaking watch this, because it's not available here yet. It's only available on Sky TV, which is like a UK network that we don't get over here. I'm really considering hacking the freaking mainframe to try and see the show, because I watched the trailer for it and it looks amazing. It's like my type of weird quirky cinematography that I really like, plus the plot seems really enjoyable. And I'll put the trailer for it in the description. This video is not sponsored by that show. Sky TV or anybody is not paying me to say this. I just feel like I have to say that. If they would like to, I would totally sell my soul for this show. But, yeah, I'm just on the brink of insanity because I want to watch it so bad. But, yeah, I'll put the trailer for it in the description if you want to check it out and be insane with me about how we can't watch it because I'm stuck in Florida. Thank you for tuning into this video. I know it's a little different from what's normally on my channel, i.e. just seeing my face, but like I said at the beginning, it's kind of okay that you can't see my face right now because I'm breaking out. Hopefully I'll be back to my regularly scheduled program soon when I get a new camera. But until then, I'm going to come up with a few more videos like this. Maybe some spooky ones where I talk about spooky movies. I really do appreciate everybody and all of my friends and family and stuff who have been really supportive and give me feedback on these videos. It means the world to me that you even will give any sort of your time to watch me ramble about movies and actors and stuff. So I really, really, truly do appreciate it. And, yeah, also, if for some stupid reason, some crazy stupid reason, Billie Piper happens to see this video, hello. I'm sorry I was awkward in 2016 and I didn't know what to say to you. And I think you're real cool. And if you want to send me I Hate Susie, that would be great because I'm on the brink of insanity wanting to watch it. Thank you so much for tuning in. I am the Chatty Introvert, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.